I hope you had a great Mother's Day weekend and enjoyed hanging out with family and friends. Here is a look at your gap and go trades for the week of May 11th through the 15th. I will go over price targets on the 5-minute time frame, have a gap recap from May 4th through the 8th, and update the chart as well. Hi everyone, it's Dow on the Dow. First up is Tsly. We ended the week at $31.34, up 3.02%. This is where we ended. To the north side takes us to 2 standard deviations and 1 level of resistance and a potential take profit area at roughly 31.73. Above that, at 3 standard deviations, 32.02, and at 4 standard deviations, which we shall hit down the road, probably not on Monday. But if we do, we can expect a pullback as people take their profits and they run. They will lock in and they will leave. That would take us to 32.31. To the south side, takes us back to the middle of the trend and the baseline, and that is roughly 31.17. This is an area of support where we could potentially see a buy-in area, as well as an area that we could chop sideways. Now, south of that takes us to -2 standard deviations, another level of support, another potential buy-in area at 30.60. This is also a potential stop loss area. Below that, 30.32 and roughly 30.03. Looking left, this gap is still in play. That will take us to 31.71. Below that is a gap for a retracement. That will take us to 30.45. There are many gaps with Tsly. It is super gappy. But just keep that in mind. We've got a little gap there as well. And a major pullback here at 28.24. And I think that's the last one that I have marked out. Let's clean up this gap. Remember, I just extend it from week to week. That's all I'm tracking, 1 week at a time. And it actually touched, it appears right there. Let's make this even bigger and just verify that. Did it actually touch? Oops. You know what I want to do is get rid of, no, it did not. It looked like it did, but it did not touch here. It actually touched right there on Tuesday, May the 4th. So let's delete that. Congrats if you went long when we were below that price level and made some money. So 30.02 is no longer in play. The last time I looked at this, price was at $29.70. So 31.34 is where we were, or excuse me, are. This is 29.70 where we were, and then before that, 29.13. Moving on. This is a look at Boeing. We ended the week at 237.36, up 2.74%. Let me just move this line right there. One level of resistance takes us back to an area we've already been, 241.01-ish. Above that, resistance 242.75, and another potential take profit area at 244.39. Depends on what your goal is. Now, I do want to mark out this middle of the trend line, which is very close to this line that I've already marked out. And that was for the week of Monday the 27th. We are so close to that line, I shall just delete it. I don't need any of these lines. This is just so you're aware if you haven't been trading or charting, just to see where we've been, where we could be headed. Now, to the south side of that is 234.32, a potential buy-in area, many levels of buy and sell areas in between -2 and 2. All right, below that, 232.54 and 230.91. What I mean to really say is many signals, buy and sell signals between -2 and 2 SD. Now, we've got this gap for a pullback taking us down to 231.17. This will take us down to 229.30. And we have this gap. Many gaps to the downside. And to the north side, I am tracking this one. That will take us to roughly 260.40-ish. Not in the channel, not in the zone, but something to be aware of. Next up, oh, I want to show you. So we were at 227 the previous week, and then before that, 232.44. And when I looked at it here, there was your buy-in area. It bounced off this line I drew, but from here to here, 237, 54. Let's see if I can. I'll just say 52. Around a 4.38% return. Not too shabby, even though we ended at 2.74%. Next up is Rivn. We ended the week at $14.22, up 0.28%. There we go. Here are your price targets to the north side. 14.35, 14.46, and if we did 5 standard deviations, that's probably about 14.57. Now, to the south side, because there's always a south side, one level of support takes us to $14, where we could fall and then grind along here. But right now we are still in a downward channel on the 5. 1376, 1365, 1353. That's an area we would be retracing back to. So what happened last week? From the white line to the white line here. Here's your clear sell signal. Another clear sell signal. This is a clear buy signal, as well as this area right here, and a clear sell signal. But we had a gap that I mentioned, taking us down to 14.03. So congrats if you went short when we were running. And that is no longer in play. Delete, delete. I'll go through and delete all the price labels I drew. Oh my gosh, look at this. 14.03 was a gap that I discussed, and that opened up on February the 5th, it looks like, 5th, the 6th, end of the night, gapped the next day, and yeah, that's crazy. Took a while to close. Oops. Oh, and look at this one that wait a minute, did I draw it on the right one? No, I bounced over. This one's 14.03. Let me just look at this again, because I have a gap that I just noticed right here is this one still in play? Yes, that's the next target right here. That will take us to roughly 1373. I got sidetracked. 1403, delete, 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 and delete. It started where? Oh, that one needs to go as well. Oh yeah, right up here. Wow. Okay. The gap began at 1704, bled out to 1403. Yikes. Okay. Well, the purple lines are the lines I drew in 2025, and the blue is in 2026, the yellow in 2024. And then I just kind of delete them if they encroach upon each other. So that one's very close. That's okay, I'll just leave that. Next up, Neo. I will correct that. NEO ended the week at $5.85, down 0.34%. To the north side, takes us back to the middle of the trend. And from where we are, resistance, very close to that line there, 586. Above that, 594, 598, 602. To the south side, 577, 573, 569. Looking left, wow, look at this gap, not gap, excuse me, this wick that flushed us all the way down to 68-ish. And then that's support way down there, many levels of support and resistance in between. And then we rode up, that's resistance on the way up, back down to support, and then ripped up, touching this line. Clear sell signal here, clear sell signal, clear sell signal, and then this is your buy signal off of this line. We didn't really go down that much compared to where I started at 591 at the beginning of the week, 598, but again, we ripped up, went down, up, just basically kind of going sideways now. All right, what happened? Well, this gap at 638 closed, just a small one. Done. This one at 694 also closed on Tuesday, April 28th. Let's get rid of that. We're headed towards 713, but not right now. That is down the road. And this is an area to watch out for, closing out at 533 for this gap. Okay, we have lots of retracing to do. Doesn't mean we're going to do it all one shot. It just is a slow, painful process. All right, I think that is it. Oh no, I have one more, right? Yeah, Nike. Let's see if I can get through this fast. 44.14 is where we ended. Resistance. Potential take profit. Or an area we could grind sideways. 44.65. 45.23. 45.53. 45.52. -2 SD support. Stop loss area 44.05. 43.75. 43.45. We have this gap to watch out for. That just opened up, taking us down to 43.08. Here's your sell signal. Didn't quite make it here and here, but we're going sideways. And this gap at 40, tiny one, 44.45 is done. Delete. We have a gap that will take us to 46.81 down the road. And else? Oh yeah, I think that's it for all the gaps I've marked out to the downside. There could be more, but I'm not seeing it at this moment. Okay, I think that's it. That's a look at Tsly, Boeing, Rivn, NEO, and Nike. I hope you have a great trading week and make some killer money. Yeah, our accounts are hitting record highs. So that does make me nervous for a pullback because there's always a pullback. So watch out for that. Set your stop loss. If you have a small account, you will be wrecked. So that's one thing that you should be doing. Protect your money at all costs. All right. Have a great trading week.